What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, guys. It's the NBA Daily Basic Predictions and Odds Show. So, guys, this show is for you to win a little funds. That link in the chat, so that everybody know, is for my partner, and he'll be on with us in a second here. So, guys, we have time today, so there's no need to rush this channel today. Rush this one today. I decided to get these done earlier so that you guys can, take some time to pick out your parlays. And I don't like to have it like 10 or 15 minutes before you guys have to put the bet in. So I'm going to do better with getting these things out early, getting these prediction shows put out early so that you guys can take some time and think about your bets. And, some of you guys do live betting and quarters and prop bets and so forth. I don't get into all of that. I'm not as informed enough yet, but we do the basics here. That's why it's the basic prediction and odds shows. So we'll give you the strategies on the money line, the line, and the over and unders, and basically against the spread, the point spread. So that's basically what we do here. All of the extras, I keep it kind of simple here. So my partner, Gun Right in the building. What's good with you, friend?
What's up with it, bro?
Same old dog. Got some interesting games today, bro. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. These games today are no joke. Some really tough games. I was actually up for a while last night, Gun Rights. Looking at these games, because it's some really tight games. Some these are, I think, like 2 or 3 of these games are kind of volatile bets. They could go either way. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I think some of these games are volatile bets. They could go either way. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. Some really good games today. I will say that. But let's get it cranked up. Since my guy Gun Rights is here, we're gonna start, guys, with our first game. First game on the list is OKC and the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, a lot of good games here. A lot of good games. Tricky games to pick and gamble on, in my opinion. Sometimes with basketball matches, boxing matches, sometimes I look at it and be like, oh, man, I wouldn't even bet that because it's so tight. The competition's so stiff, like it's hard to bet it. I think we got some games like that today. But we'll get through this, guys, and I guarantee you we'll still make some money. Y'all just listen to Gun Rights, listen to his strategies, and 9 times out of 10, you won't lose. You'll make money. Nothing's perfect, guys. It's still gambling. There's still that element of not winning. But if you listen to Gun Rights and listen to the strategies he tells you guys, you'll win some money. That's the point. It's about winning. No matter if you win $3 or $300, it's about winning and not losing. And if you listen to Gun Rights, you will win. So, starting off with the Thunder and the Suns. Okay. First problem, but consistency from the 3-point line is a problem for the OKC Thunder. Now, this is a hot team. They're actually playing really well. They're beating teams that people wouldn't expect them to beat. They've taken some losses as well, but they're not consistent from that 3-point line. And when you talk about playing a team like the Suns, consistency is going to be key. So hopefully the OKC, at least for them, they can get in there and have some type of consistency behind that arc, or we know how that's going to end up. Also, OKC has problem defending in the paint against these athletic teams. DeAndre Ayton's tall, big, but he's athletic. The whole Phoenix team is. These guys are athletic. They're fast. They play high-paced ball. And sometimes I see the Oklahoma City Thunder struggle with that down low, struggle with these type of teams down low. Okay. And just like I said, man, That 3-point ball, this is another thing of why the inconsistencies, which I've noticed with OKC with this 3-ball, is that high-paced team. When they play these high-paced teams like that, they run the ball, that's where they tend to have problems. They're missing these threes. They're jacking up these threes. They're not shooting well. You see what I mean? And it's with these high-paced teams. That is the Phoenix Suns. So I see all kind of issues here for OKC in this Suns game. Suns are the only remaining undefeated team in the bubble. They've not lost yet. And they just took out the other undefeated team in the Pacers. They were the last two because the Raptors had taken their loss. So the Suns remain the only one. That's significant. They've not been beaten, guys. Suns are shooting very consistent from the 3-point line, unlike their counterparts in this game. Suns are lighting it up. And Devin Booker, boy, he is lighting it up. So they're looking good from the 3-point line. As a team, the team is shooting well. They're shooting 37.8% from the 3-point line. Guys, right under 40%. That's phenomenal, okay? Suns have beaten the Mavericks. They've beaten the Heat. They've beaten the Clippers. And they've beaten the Pacers. This team's on fire. This is the hottest team in the bubble right now. I have to take the Suns in this game, and I say the Suns will cover the 5 points. This is my opinion. They'll cover because they in at -5 and 224. Well, and I say we're over on that. That's how I see this. So, all right, with that information, give the people some strategies on how to bet this, bro.
Well, I do like the over. I wouldn't I'm scared of that 5 points, so I would say take the Suns money line. But I do like the over in that game. I pretty much had the same thing on my card. So yeah, I like the Suns. They 5-0. They are 5-0 against the spread too. So the spread ain't bad if you want to play that, but just to be safe, I would go with the Suns on money line for sure.
And what you would go over on the 224?
Yeah, I would go over.
Yeah, I think over safe on that because the Suns themselves have been putting up massive points, which means that at the end of the day, OKC may only have to cover like 102, 96, something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
The Suns will put up the rest of the points. So I think that's safe. That's safe there. And guys, again, too, remember a little later, we want to give y'all some bonuses. Do you have some other sports lined up already for our bonus ticket at the end? Gun rights? Like maybe.
Yeah, man. I got some couple of baseball that I've been looking at, and I got a new strategy too. I need to go over with you too. Is
Okay.
at VegasInsider.com. If y'all look at that, start paying attention to the percentages when y'all betting baseball, because a lot of the baseball that I'm seeing is like when you see the percentages very high on one side, if that team does cover, usually if they have the high percentage on the overs and under, depending on which side it falls on, go the opposite way. You feel me? If you go back and look on VegasInsider.com, you can see what I'm saying by looking at the previous days. Because I went back and I seen what the final scores was compared to who won. And depending on who has the higher side percentage on the spread, usually they have a low percentage on the under. So just be paying attention that Vegas is going to take some type of money, whether it be the side or the overs and unders. So say for instance, if the side wins, usually they're going to take that over and under money. You feel me, on that other side. But if you go to VegasInsider.com, go to matchups and just look at the percentage, because Vegas is going to win some type of way, bro. Just understand that they're going to get their money. So just focus on that, on the percentages, because like I told you at the beginning, when we first started the show, it's all about mathematics. You feel what I'm saying? They have to win some type of way. You feel me? They're not going to give up all of these games and all these percentages. That's the reason why you see the line move sometimes. You feel me? So pay attention to the line movement too.
So real quick, everybody that's listening, Eric Rojas in the building. What's good with you, Eric? Toby Ballin in the building. So Eric says, guys, on Bovada, if you have Bovada, it's at 222 right now. Jump on it. Tell y'all guys right now, go take it. Jump on it. He said he get ready to jump on it. I would say jump on it. 222 is awesome. Awesome point to take. Bovada, Eric Rojas, you're going to make some money tonight, buddy. You are going to make some money on that. Thanks to my man, Gun Rights, your man D Jeff and Gun Rights. We got you set, baby. And y'all heard Gun Rights on that baseball strategy. All my betting heads out there, trust and believe. This man he's got the info for you, tell you how to place them bets. This man is in the bookies' pockets.
I've been up all night, bro. I've been up all night. I've been up all night studying.
Yo, you didn't do, bro. You know what time I went to bed?
Bro.
4 o'clock. I went to bed at 4 o'clock this morning.
I went to bed at 1 and I woke up at 5 just to get back on it and review it. You feel me? So trust and believe. I've been up, homie.
Hey, I feel you, man. All right, guys. So you got the info on the first game. My man Gun Rights gave you the strategies. We're going to move it on to the next. Dallas versus Utah. Okay. This game is not, I think, let me see. Let me go. Dallas opens up at -2. 225 is the total. Now, check it out, guys. Gun Rights, I swear, bro, I need to just wake you up sometime. I was up this morning, right? I was up this morning, and I saw this. I said, Dallas at -2? No fucking way, bro. Another dog game. Because on my list I have here, I got written dog. Well, we wake up this morning and the line has shifted, guys. That's why you got to know. I wake up in the morning and I see these things. You guys know, I know what I'm talking about here. As soon as I said the same thing, Gun Rights, remember, on the Spurs and the Miami game. I said the exact same thing. I said, no way this is right. And then, guys, look at it now. It is, they moved the line and drastically. No more is Dallas the favorite. They kicked it to Utah at -7.5.
You know why? Because Dallas, they got a tendency to get a lot of injuries, and they're not trying to go into the playoffs and risk this game with no injuries. They pretty much already set. So right now,
I'll give you one bigger. Guys, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we definitely taking Utah in this game. But what Gun Rights was telling you guys is exactly right. It's exactly right. And you know why that's exactly right, Gun Rights? Because upon the reports I read last night when I saw this, and why I wish I need to hurry up and get on Bovada since I'm up doing this so I can go ahead and drop the bets in. But when I looked at this and opened up, right before I looked at it, I read that KP and Luka was probably not going to play tonight. Neither of them may not be in the game tonight.
I got that from Sports Wager.
Or Luka Doncic. And that's why we see that shift, guys. That's why it goes from -2 on this side to -7.5 on, because they're like, there's no way in hell the Dallas Mavericks are going to beat the Utah Jazz without Kristaps Porzingis and Luka Doncic. No way they're going to win. So, guys, this is an easy one, and it turned easy. While I was up doing all this damn research on it, I didn't know about the Luka shit, you know what I mean? And then they pushed it on me, and I knew Luka and KP wasn't playing. I was like, well, damn. I didn't even have to, do the statistics on it and go do the research on it, because, bro, like, no Luka, no Kristaps, they're not going to win. It's that simple. So we're going to take the Jazz on this, guys.
Watch the spread, though. Watch the spread. If it's at 7.5, watch the spread, because the spread now, even though we got the Jazz winning, watch the spread at 7.5, because they might fuck around. Dallas might fuck around and hit the spread if the percentages is all the way over on the Jazz. Because I'm looking at Vegas right now, and I'm looking at a lot of people is putting their money on the Jazz. So just look at that side. If it does, like I had it at if Dallas do cover the points, it's still gonna go over, I think. You feel what I'm saying? Because I see one side on the over, on the opposite. You feel what I'm saying? So they got it as under. is as far as the percentage. So this percentage all the way across the board on Utah Jazz is very high. So I'm looking at if Utah do win, the Dallas either might cover the points or it might go over. So just pay attention to
Well,
that. But like he
68%
said,
of the people are in line with what gun rights is talking about, guys. So he's giving y'all some good information because right here on Vegas Inside, I'm looking, and the information that he's giving y'all, 68% of the public agrees with him right now. At least the way I see it, if I'm not looking at this wrong.
what's the percentage on the overs and unders?
100 over.
Yeah. So if you and is all the percentages high on the Utah Jazz?
On the money side, yep, 94.
The money and the side.
And the
The money
side.
line.
Well,
Yeah.
it's 94 on the money line, but on the side, they signed with Dallas. And I think that's because of that point spread, which I agree with you again, that minus
So
7.5 is dangerous.
yeah, so the side, Dallas has the side, right?
Dallas has the side at 68%, and the over is 100, but Utah has the money line. The money is on Utah, 94%,
Okay.
6%.
Exactly. So that's where it's supposed to be right there. So just be looking for Vegas to take some type of money on that game. Because like I said, when we bet against the public, you feel me, on a certain situation, like if it's the line, the money, or the overs and under, if we bet against the public, one of those is gonna hit, bro. If you go back and look at the previous days, you could see what I'm talking about. You feel
Right.
me?
So what would be your strategy for them on how to bet this Dallas Utah game with the information?
I would just take
How would you
I
do
would
it?
just take I would just take the money line for Jazz. That's mine. Cause that, like I said, I don't like that 7.5 points. I'm scared
Yeah.
of that. Like yesterday we had the Celtics, and everybody had the Celtics and everybody had the Celtics covering. But if you go back and look, you see that the Celtics didn't cover, but they did win the game. So
Right.
watch that, bro. Watch the percentages, bro. They help you, bro. That's the key right there. Because no matter what we look at the game, bro, you gotta remember they basing a lot of their point spreads and how they pick the lines on the percentages and the probabilities. And if you see that the line has switched already, what did it open up at?
It opened up. Dallas opened up at -2. Now
Exactly.
Utah at -7.
Exactly. So whoever bet Dallas last night when the lines first opened up, you see that they're trying to get some of that bread. You feel what I'm saying? They might take all of that bread that they bet on Dallas. That's what I'm saying. Bet Utah straight up. You feel me?
Gotcha. Y'all heard the man. So do it. So about the over, would you mess with that? I think 222 is 222.5. Now 100% of the people are over on that. My thing with this 225 is I don't think that it's a bad number, but I think that it's volatile because KP and Luka's not there.
Right.
I think it's a reachable number because I still think that they.
So you saying 100% of the people is picking the over?
100%.
Oh yeah, that might go under. That might go under.
That's why I'm like, I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that might go under. But I would say just stick with Jazz with the money line. Because that's what I'm trying to tell you. Wager Talk, wagertalk.com. I'm telling you, this dude yesterday was perfect on all his games. And when we picked the Bucks, he had picked the Dallas Mavericks to take the 5.5. And they fucked around and came back in double overtime and covered that spread and won the game. So he's been perfect. So I like what he's saying today, which is take the Jazz. Because, like I said, Dallas is not trying to go into the playoffs with no type of injuries. That's probably why they sit in Luka and Porzingis.
Yeah. And again, I like this guy too because shit, he was with the Jazz. That's where I was. I was with the Jazz, actually, guys. I was with the Jazz before they decided to sit Kristaps and Luka, and it's basically based on what Ma was saying because I figured that they would play, but they would put those guys on load management. because Luka's playing injured. Right now, I don't know if a lot of people realize that, but Luka Doncic is actually playing injured right now. So
Yeah, they're not gonna risk it.
right, so I picked the Jazz in the game, even thinking that those guys were going to be in the game. I still picked the Jazz because I knew that Luka was playing injured, and I know that they're going to restrict his load, restrict his minutes. They're not going to play him that heavy, and I figured the Jazz would pick it up. Neither team needs to win. It's not going to leverage their positioning at this point. They're pretty much locked in where they're going to be in the playoffs. And the matchups right now, it doesn't leverage their matchups. So this team is not imperative this game is not imperative for either team. So
yeah, y'all got to remember the playoffs start on Saturday. So it's the 15th, I think, 14th or the 15th, the playoffs start.
right.
So don't be looking at too many of these teams who set in a position to take too much big of a risk going into the playoffs.
Right. Exactly. All right, guys. So let's get on to the next one. Really tough game. Raptors and the Bucks. Now, I'll tell you guys like this. This was a scary game right here. Charles D, my man Charles D. I see you in the backstage, bro. I forgot to get gun rights email, but I'm not opening this show up. This is just a prediction show I'm starting. So it's just gonna be me and gun rights. But we get ready to go live on Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily, Charles D. You know you on the panel. But for this,
Charles know his shit too, bro. Charles know his shit too. Yeah. He gambles too.
I know, but I don't I'm just not going to be an open.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like he definitely know his sport. So I'm glad that you here.
About it. Plenty of time. I know Charles know his stuff, no doubt. But okay, so the Bucks and the Raptors. Okay.
What's the line?
So this game, guys, Milwaukee opens up at 5.5. The current is 6. Okay. 228 is the total on this. And Milwaukee's doing pretty good against the spread, though. They are, right? I like everything about this game. I like the overs because I think they'll go over 228. I like the spread. I got Milwaukee winning this. Let me look at my notes here right quick because this was an interesting game. All right, so the Raptors they've only lost one game in the bubble, right? I think I might have picked the Raptors on this. Let me stick to my notes. So I have the Raptors. They've only lost one game in the bubble, right? And that came by Phoenix Suns, guys. So like I was just talking about the Phoenix Suns, they're the hottest team in the bubble, in my opinion. They're beating like upper echelon teams, and they're still undefeated. They beat the Raptors, which is an upper echelon team in this bubble. But that's the only loss that Toronto has is to those Phoenix Suns. Okay. Raptors, however, have not scored over 110 points. Yeah, I better stick to my notes, guys, because we might be under on that. So they have not scored over 110 points the entire time, guys. That's interesting. So the Raptors has plenty of wins, but you guys know they haven't scored over 110 points the entire time. That's interesting. The Bucks have dropped a few senseless games, and it could be due to the fact that they clinched the first spot in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So like they dropped some games that they probably should have won, but the Bucks are solid. They stuck where matchups, nothing matters. They're number one, and they could have gotten a bit complacent, what have you. I don't know. The games that they dropped was just ludicrous. They should have won those. But they're the top team in the league right now,
Right.
So let me see. Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, they both put up over 30 points in the last two Bucks games. Now, guys, that's significant because when you got Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton showing up, this is what makes the Bucks what they are. Also, Drew Bledsoe is back, and he's been playing solid. I always call Eric Bledsoe Drew Bledsoe football. Eric Bledsoe is back, and he's playing solid, guys, right? Key piece, that dude's strong. He reminds you of like a Kyle Lowry. He's strong down in the lane. He's that little stout kind of guy, Eric Bledsoe. And he handles the ball well. So I will go with the Bucks actually for the win. Okay, so I did pick the Bucks. I don't like the spread in this game.
Me neither.
Due to the extreme defense by Toronto. We got to remember that. So even though I'm picking the Bucks, Toronto is the best defensive team probably between them and Miami right now in this bubble. They're playing defense lights out, guys. So I don't like that spread. I don't like that. Okay, so
and it moved. So that's just telling you that if it moved to 6, they trying to get some money for people to bet on Toronto. You feel what I'm saying? They trying to get some bread back. You feel me? So trust and believe. Don't fuck with that line.
Right.
If you do fuck with the line,
228 over, but I changed that. That's why I got to stick to my notes because I have things in my notes to make me remember. We need to stay under that. I would, or not bet it at all. That's what I was saying about that over and under. I wouldn't bet it at all. Like, just stay away from it. But if you want to take a gambling chance, we'll say go under. Do not go over that 228.
What's the percentage?
Are too defensively responsible. So that's a
What's the percentages on the overs and unders, D?
All right. So on the overs, they're already 100% under, which I didn't even check. Which y'all see what I'm saying. It's a reason for that. Like, the public's not stupid. Raptors are playing lights out defense. That 228 is dangerous, guys. So I would say under or not bet it at all. The reason I said it is dangerous, guys, is because these are two of the best teams on the East. So you could have that situation where they start going at it. They put up all these points. You got a 250-point game or something crazy like that because it's that competitive. You understand what I'm saying? So that 28 is way too dangerous for this game, over or under. I would stay the hell away from it. But with that information, Gun Rights, give them some strategies on how to make some money, my man.
I would stick with I'll agree with you. I would stick with the money line on the Milwaukee. And what's the percentages on the sides for that game?
All right, so on the sides we have 98% Toronto and 2% Milwaukee. So that should tell you.
Oh yeah, that should tell you right there. They're gonna get that money. They're gonna get that money. So go, Milwaukee money line. Stay away from the points. Stay away from the motherfucking overs and unders if you can. But if you feel the need to bet, like D said, go ahead and bet
under.
that.
Definitely under. If you have to bet, guys, do not take over. That's the most dangerous bet. I think it's dangerous either way, but honestly, stick with under and little money. Don't put a lot of money on under either. That's a dangerous bet. But yeah. And I'm gonna stick to my notes. See, don't write those notes for anything because I was about to tell y'all over. I started that off with over. Go over on that. Like, wait a minute, my notes don't say that. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. Let's get on to this next game. And the next game we have on the Heat, the Miami Heat, and the Pacers. Another good game. There's so many good games today, guys. Really good games. The Miami Heat opened up at 2.5 on this one, guys. And I think I know why they had a move. It increased to minus 3.5 in the favor of Miami. Okay. 221 are the totals. Let me go to my notes. I don't want to tell you guys wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm there with this game. Okay, Heat is one of the most dangerous teams in the bubble because the defensive intensity. And again, I was just saying this about the Toronto Raptors, guys. If you remember, I said that they were the best defensive team along with the Heat. Well, this is the other defensive team. These two teams are playing lights out defense. That game between the two of them was phenomenal. It was a special, all kinds of getting in the lane, blocking passes, blocking shots, hands out, great defense by both units. So again, the Heat is one of the most dangerous teams because of that defensive intensity, okay? Heat has faced one of the toughest schedules in the bubble, guys. Let's think about this. If you go look at the teams that the Heat has played, they've had no easy walks. There's teams that played the. If you had the Wizards, you had an easy walk. You know what I mean? If you had certain teams in this, the Magic, no disrespect to the Magic, but you kind of had an easy walk. When you playing the Lakers and the Clippers and the Raptors, and you know what I mean, and the Pacers, like you're playing the top teams. So the Heat has done that. They've been in very competitive games. The Heat will. The reason I believe that line move and the upward is because Gordon Dragic and Jimmy Butler supposed to be stepping back into this game tonight, and that's what makes this game pretty exciting because now they got a full squad. The Pacers, however, are one of the hottest teams in the bubble. This is why this is a hard game to pick, guys. They've only lost one game.
What's the line?
And they lost to the Suns, the hottest team in the bubble. That's the only team the Pacers have lost to. And they pretty much shot themselves in the foot in that game, jacking up threes when they were cold from the three-point line. Other than that, they could have possibly beat the Sun. All right. So
what's the line, D?
The line? Oh, I thought I gave that when we opened up. Sorry, guys. I was supposed to open up with that. We doing Miami. Oh, it's 2.5. No, 2.3 minus 3.5.
Did it move?
Minus 3.5 for Miami and 220.
Did it move at all?
No, it opened up at minus 2.5. It moved to minus 3.5.
Okay.
So it moved a point. It did move a point. TJ Warren, though, for the Pacers, guys, lights out. I think he's literally the hottest player between he and Devin Booker. I think that they're literally the hottest two players in the bubble. If we have bubble MVPs, those two would be in the race right now. Seriously. Those guys are playing lights out. TJ Warren is killing it. Okay? So, guys, man, this is a tricky game. And I really, honestly, this is one of those games. I don't know how to bet this. Hopefully Gun Rights can give you guys some strategies and tips on it. I don't like any of the points here on this game.
Well, what I would say was if the line moved from 2.5 to 3.5, that means that they trying to get some of the public to go ahead and bet on the Pacers so they can win some type of way. What's the over and under percentage on that game?
The over and under is 100. Everybody's going over. And 221, I think that's completely safe at 221. I got to be honest on that. I think they smashed that.
221 and it's 100%.
It's 100%. But I think they smashed that, really. I think they go over the 221.
What's the percentage on the game, on the line and money line, on the side and money line?
100 on the money and 100 on the money. And it's on the side of Miami 70% to 30. 70 so Miami 30.
So the money line is on the Pacers 100%?
100%.
Okay. Yeah, they might take that. So go ahead and take Miami with the money line. You feel what I'm saying? And stay away from the point spread and the over and under.
So you think that they should take Miami?
Yeah, I think that they should take Miami.
Well, do me a favor. Set us up, you and I. Set us up a ticket. Let's go both ways on that because I actually think that this might be a good opportunity. I mean, if you take the underdog, they pay more, right? Is that how it works? I think this might be a little chance to get. I think Indiana might take it, even with the return of Jimmy Butler and
because you said that they both play lights out defense. That's the only thing that I don't like about that 100%.
No, not the Pacers. The Miami is the one that play lights out. Miami and Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And that's why, they do play lights out defense, no doubt. They do.
But yeah, this is a tough game.
I'll tell you like this. I'll tell you like this. They've been playing great defense, right? But the Suns scored 119 on them. And they've been defense. You know what I mean? Let me run down. The Bucks scored 130 on them.
Okay.
You see what I
Okay.
mean? The Celtics, they scored 106, so they did decent there. But I'm just saying, even with their defense, the teams have been, the reason the Toronto Raptors game was so low versus the Miami Heat, because it's two defensively responsible
Teams.
teams.
Right,
So
right,
both
right,
of them
right,
are keeping those scores down. Yeah,
right,
you understand what I'm saying? But I still think that those points are safe because of what the Pacers are doing. And Miami
right.
ain't shabby on scoring themselves. You got Tyler Hero, Gordon Dragic going off, and Jimmy Butler's coming back. That's more offense.
Well, let me tell you this. When I first read my notes, I had Indiana points or the under. That was my first mindset when I went into that game. That was just based off of I know Indiana can score a lot, but like we said, this is a very tough game. If you don't have to bet it, stay away from it because it's just too tough to
Too
call this one.
volatile. Way too
Yeah.
volatile. My man, Champ Ross in the building. What's good, Champ Ross? Charles D. What's up, Charles D? Curran, what's good with you, Curran? My brother Lewis Sports Network. Hey guys, me and Lewis basketball live with Lewis and D tonight, baby. We doing that Toronto Raptors, Milwaukee Bucks. Basketball live with Lewis and D. Make sure y'all tune in. It's fire, fire, fire. My man, my brother, Unrivaled Boxing Talking News in the
What
building.
up, Mark?
All right, guys. So y'all heard it, man. We don't really feel comfortable about this game, but we got more games to bet. So save your money. Stay the hell away from that Pacers Heat game. That thing is all over the place, man. I can't give you any kind of solid advice on who I would go with, guys. I gotta be honest with you. I would just leave that one alone. But as I always say, we have these big gamblers out there, right? Gun rights. So
Yeah.
if you must take a bet, we suggest you stay away from it. But if you must take a bet, go for the dog in this one. You might as well try to make some money. I do think that Indiana might pull through. And then if you're going to take a bet, why not go for the dog, right?
Yep, yep. You right about that, bro. That's why I said my first mindset was taking Indiana in the points or the under because
Right.
it's so lopsided on that over and under. I don't like when it's lopsided like that. But like I said, if you must bet, I would take Indiana in the points just because it pays out more.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know,
Other than that, can it move on to the next match on the card, which is the Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets. Now, to me, guys, this one opened up at Lakers minus 1.5. Very close game, but it gets tricky. It shifted. They threw the Lakers up to -5. Now I think it's a chance for you guys to earn some money here.
Denver,
Denver all day.
Denver.
Um, I don't see at any level, guys. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't see how the hell or why they have the Lakers at 5 points. What is it that the bookies are doing with the Lakers? Have you guys
Well,
noticed?
look at the Lakers is I'm gonna tell you this. The Lakers is a very, very popular public team. You feel me? They
Right,
already know that a lot of people like the Lakers. So no matter what the point spread is looking like, no matter what the size is looking like, they know they're gonna get some money off the Lakers. And remind you, y'all, the Lakers are 1-5 versus the spread. 1-5 versus the spread, bro. You feel me? They are horrible when it comes to gambling. And like they say, LeBron James, he looking like a point shaver since he got on the Lakers. So remind you, they took some bad losses, bro. So I wouldn't even fuck with the Lakers. If y'all trying to bet on the Lakers, do not fuck with this game. But my advice is just to go ahead and take that 5.5 points with Denver. The playoffs is this weekend, so they're not going to take no chance on hurting LeBron or AD going into the playoffs. They
right,
already clinched the number one spot, so you know.
right. And I was thinking about this when I looked at this game. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. I think that Gun Rice makes a great point, and I kind of understand now. Is that Do you guys realize, even though the Lakers are picked to be in the finals, because I think that forerunners are the Lakers and the Clippers on the West, and the Bucks and the Celtics on the East, the green teams on the East, and the Lakers, the LA teams on the West. Those are the forerunners, guys. Do you guys realize that the Lakers are next to the Wizards as the worst team in this bubble?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people realize that. The Lakers are next to the Wizards as the worst team in this bubble. They're getting spanked, guys. They've lost to the Nets. They've lost to the Clippers. They've lost to the Raptors. They've lost to the Rockets. They've lost to the Thunders. And guess what? They didn't score 100 points, too much over 100 points. They scored 102, 103, 92, 86, 97. What the hell?
I like Denver in the under. I like
Yes.
Denver in the under. I definitely like Denver in the under. Well, look at this, D. Tell them what the percentage is on that game right there, the side and the money line. I
All right.
guarantee you
So
it's the
again,
Lakers.
it's currently it's -5, but the side is close. Everything is close, guys. This is why, look, 57% side with the Lakers, 43 on Denver. The money is 27 Denver, 73 Lakers. Right?
My point exactly. My point exactly.
Take Denver, guys. Take Denver in this, guys. Trust me. Believe in me on this. Take Denver. If you're going to bet the over-under, I would go under simply because the Lakers are really not they're just not playing well. I don't care what anyone says, bro. I don't know if the Lakers are just trying some things out. We have to understand that the playoff and LeBron James's intensity in the playoff is night and day. This dude's a different animal in the playoff, okay? And then just the playoff starts a new season. So I'm not sure if Frank Vogel is actually trying to just figure some things out. I don't think his key was ever to try to come in here and win. I'm really not believing that because they play entirely too horribly. One game I watched Anthony Davis go for 4 points the entire first half. This is just totally uncharacteristic of the Lakers, and I think that they're trying out different offensive sets, different rotations and such. I think what Frank Vogel is doing.
They're a playoff team. They're a playoff team. They're trying to get prepared for the playoffs. So you might be right with they're trying to test out things to see how it's going to go in the playoffs. That's the reason why they're not. I don't even think they're taking these games serious because when they went in the bubble, they was already at the number one spot. They was already a couple of games ahead for the number one spot. And being that they're already solidified as the number one spot, I don't see them playing that hard right now and risking any type of injury. You feel me? They're trying to go into that playoffs number one spot busting. So
yeah, and they shooting an abysmal percentage from the 3-point line, bro. They're shooting under 30% from 3-point land, the Lakers, as a team. Under 30% in this bubble, and in the mid-70s from the free throw line. They're not playing well, guys. And you look on the other side, Jamal Murray's back. This last game, he almost got a triple-double. 23, 8, and 12, bro. And Michael Porter Jr. is playing lights out. Yeah, the Lakers dive in this one, guys. So I would say my advice on this one is to take the dog. Take the dog, make you some money off the dog. I don't understand why they got the Lakers favorite. In a lot of games, they haven't favored. The worst thing to me is we better check the injury reports because I want to know what that jump was about. 1.5 when I saw it, guys, I thought that was reasonable because the Lakers haven't been playing well, but then they boosted it to -5.
The only way I could see why they did that is that I had to check and see if they're going to play all of Denver's players. You feel me? If they're going to play Denver's key players. That's the only way I could see them moving that unless they just trying to get some money off that game. You feel what I'm saying? Why it would move that far.
Gary Harrison and Will Barton was already announced out into the 12th. So they already knew that they weren't going to be in this game. But those are the two key players. I mean, Troy Daniels had a hip contusion, but he'll probably be back today. that was he's been off a couple of days for that. So Troy Daniels will be back, but Jamal Murray has come back and he's been playing great. Gary Harris and Will Barton, they've been out until the 12th. So that was nothing new.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding how does that go from opening up at 1.5 to -5, bro. I don't see anything in the injury reports or anything that express that. To me, it's just like Vegas knows this. Just like Gun Rice just said. This is what Vegas knows. People love the Lakers. So if they put some screwy looking little numbers up there, people going to bet for them. Oh, the Lakers are favorite. Yeah, let's bet the Lakers. Knowing damn well the Lakers get ready to get tapped out and they can get all of y'all money. So go with the Denver Nuggets. That's how I think that's going.
Yeah,
now.
that 5.5 look lovely right now.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And it's, it's legitimate because not only are they going to lose to that 5.5, they're going to lose the damn game. I don't see the Lakers winning this game, bro. I just looked on both of my sites as far as the injuries. And just like I said, on both of them, Troy Daniels is back, Jamal Murray, he's in, and Gary Harris and Will Barton on both sites says that they'll be out to the 12th. So it's the same information. And I see nothing on the Lakers side. Bradley not back to the 14th. Caruso, he's back today, so he's good. Shit, and they might sit LeBron James today.
LeBron yeah, they might.
Get set today.
I would say this, y'all, because the percentage is so close on the money line. I would take the points with Denver, but I would stay away from the money line because the way that I'm looking at it and the way that I know how Vegas be trying to persuade people to bet certain ways, the Lakers could win the game, but I don't see them covering that 5.5 points. That's just my outlook on that. So I would stay away from the money line and just stick with the points on Denver. You got a better chance with covering with Denver in those 5.5 points. Like I said, you said it was 54 and 40 something percent.
Yeah, you're talking about the let me go back to it. You talking about the side and the money?
Yeah.
It's 40. The side is 43% Denver, 57 Lakers. The money is 27% Denver, 73% Lakers. So
yeah, go with the points. Go with the points, man. Go with the points. But like you said, since it's only 27% on the money line for Denver, they might fuck around and come out and just beat their ass outright.
They
feel me? Because they would only have to give up 27% of their money to the public as opposed to cashing out. You feel what I'm saying? On the rest of that percentage for the people who bet the Lakers. You feel me?
Yeah. And the over under is 221. Stay away from that, guys.
What's the side? What's the percentage on that? What's the percentage on that? I just want to know.
41.59.
On what side? What's 49%?
59 under.
41 over, 59 under.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's like that first game we talked about.
Right.
Two teams I think is volatile. Remember, Lakers fucking got an 8-point game.
Yeah, it might go under. If you have to bet the overs and under, I would bet the under in that game because they might just snatch that 40-something% of the people who pick over. Yeah, they might snatch that. That's a good look right there.
And I think that's a good idea what Gun Rice is saying too, because remember, guys, it's a possibility. People are going to be shocked if they start this game and Braun don't play. Or he played very little minutes. And you guys know what happened when Braun's not on that floor. The Lakers' offensive output is not as great. So I agree with Gun Rice. If you're going to take that bet, take the under on that. Don't mess around with the overs on that.
He said, "Watch." Double M said, "Watch the Raps."
Yeah.
I know what he's saying. I know. I get it.
Because they sitting there and they got their tickets in too, fam.
Yeah,
They got their
yeah.
tickets in with the bookies too, double them.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell the public this, D. Let me tell the public this, bro. When people say that these games might be rigged, just be noticing that it's not the players. If it's any type of fugazi shit going on, it's always either the refs or the coaches.
Oh
The
yeah, the
coaches can either
FIFA.
slow the game down. The coaches can either slow the game down, or the refs can either call fouls and shit, knowing that those fouls is going to persuade the game to go the way that they can win they tickets. You feel me? So I
Right.
do believe that. You feel me? But I don't believe that the players got an insight on it. I just think that it all revolves around the coaches and the referees, depending on how many fouls. Because I've seen a lot of games where they called a lot of bullshit fouls on the Lakers. You feel me?
Right.
I did see that. So,
But remember,
Double M is right.
Donnie, the referee, the NBA referee, Tim Donahue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he came out with the tell-all documentary. He came out. But he
Mm.
told on himself and everything, but the tell-all documentary, he's taking all kind of fucking. His wife was talking about it. She was wondering. He would come home with big thick stacks of cash. He was a
Yeah.
referee, and
Yeah.
she was wondering where it came from because uh bookies or whoever, they would give him like $50,000, $70,000 at a time to sway the game. Like, you know,
That's why I said watch the
down into the last
percentages.
2 minutes of the game, Donnie was blowing whistles to make sure that the spread don't get to a certain point. He came out and said this, guys. So we
Now you see why I say watch the percentages on these games. Watch those numbers. See what's the side. See what's the lopside. Because I'm telling you, Vegas is gonna get their money somehow, some way, bro. Somehow, some way. A lot of people had that Celtics game, them covering that 9 points. And as we see, the Celtics barely won that game. I mean,
barely won. And Tim Donahue, and for you guys that don't know, he was one of the premier referees. He was in the league for 13 years with that foolery. 13 years with that foolishness. No, he said his first 2 years he started out, he was the honest referee for the cause. And he said they all get tampered with. Now, this is something that Donnie he said, which we can't just stir up, but he said they all get tampered with. All of the refs. This is what he said now. And he was one of the head guys. So I don't know, man. That's some funny stuff. Willie Williams in the building. What's good? Intangible Boxing Logic United Black and Brown says Lakers miss Avery Bradley for sure, dog. That defense, that's a big miss, Black and Brown. Their defense, that has a lot to do with teams getting over on them and such. Jay in the building. What's up? Black and Brown Boxing. Yes, they do. They're missing their threes. Yup, that too. He was a pretty decent three-point shooter. I would like to see Frank Vogel tonight, since this game don't matter and the Lakers are going to lose. I would like to see Frank Vogel play J.R. Smith for 35 minutes. They're going to have to figure out what they can get out of him, bro. Just like you said, the playoffs start Saturday. They're going to have to figure something out. So, all right, guys, we're going to give y'all this special ticket before we close the show out. We're going to take some basketball games here, mix them up, mix and match. Gun Right's going to give y'all a good ticket to put in. So I will say this, Gun Rights, definitely we want to put that Denver game on there.
You give them three. You give them three basketball. I give them two baseball.
All right, guys. So we're going to put that Phoenix Suns game on there. We're going to put the
Denver
versus Lakers and the Dallas versus Utah. We're going to put those three games on there.
Okay, so take Utah. Make sure you tell them to take. We took Utah on that game.
Yeah,
so
we have
Utah
for the underdog. I want to try to build up a pretty nice ticket here, guys. Remember, bet low, you win good. So I don't want you guys risking a lot of money on this ticket because I got two dogs on this ticket, but I feel really comfortable about them. I'm trying to give you guys win some good money. We're going to take Utah and the Dallas game, and then we're going to take Denver and the Lakers game. That's 2 dogs on this ticket. So if we hit, guys, we're gonna be looking good on this.
And what's your third basketball?
And the third basketball is the Suns, and it was the Suns and the Thunder.
Okay,
And
so take the Suns.
right, and they were
So
good
this,
on everything in that game. They were good on the points, the spread, and everything.
so we got the Suns, we got Denver, and we got the Jazz, and then y'all go ahead and take the Dodgers money line. You feel me? And I would say go ahead and take the Detroit. Take the Detroit with the points though. And if you don't take Detroit with the points, you could take Detroit with the points or take the under in that game.
So y'all got that?
So that's your little 5-teamer right there. 5-teamer parlay.
Y'all got it? 5-teamer parlay. Y'all make sure y'all write that down. Put that ticket in. We're gonna win y'all some money. And you guys have all the picks. So mix and match it however you guys just take this information that we gave you guys. Even if you don't lay the bets out the way we said, at least take the information. You guys have your own betting strategies. I just want to provide this information for you so you kind of know what way to go, what points look good. And you guys use your strategies, but make some money off of this. If you're into the gambling, go ahead and make some money off of this. My man Nick Harmer, what's up, Nick? He said, I know F all about basketball. Just stop to smash the like button. Hey, I appreciate you, Nick. I appreciate you for that, fam. Jay said should have left Avery's spot open. Yeah, I think JR will be a good fit, but they're gonna have to play him. They're gonna have to play him, bro. If they don't play him, then he's already been off for 2 years, so they're gonna have to get him, you know, back into get the rust off, get back in the rhythm, and sitting him on the bench. And fuck, I watched a game. Frank Vogel played Dion Waiters for like 22 minutes, and I'm like, bro, what is Frank Vogel doing? If he's not gonna look, the Lakers are clearly losing. They've lost, like I said, they're one of the worst teams in the bubble. If you're not out here to win games, why the hell would y'all pick J.R. Smith up if you're just gonna sit him on the bench? What is he doing? I just don't get it. But anyway, guys, that's it. I got to get to the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live daily. I'm already late, but it don't matter. This was a great show. Gun Rights, my man, appreciate you. Jay, Nick, Black and Brown, Double M, Intangible, Willie Williams, Unrivaled, Charles D, Lewis Sports Network, Kerm, Eric Rojas, Toby Barlett. Appreciate you guys coming through. Hope you guys can make some money off of this. And y'all see me in a couple of seconds. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily. Get ready to crank up in about 2 minutes. And y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it.
Peace.
Peace.